Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's I, Blackchibisan. Now, as you guys know, I occasionally run into internet problems, which is what's happened since my last upload kind of went all sideways. Um, but a lot of other things have happened in my life since then, too, including, as I think I actually brought up in my last recording session, my step-grandmother passed away early March. I've been working very hard to get a place of my own. It's not always been easy, but I'm trying. I got back on Adderall. Mostly just because with everything that was going on, I needed to put the filters back on, otherwise I would crack, I'd explode, and everything would go horribly wrong. Right now, I actually have a measure of self-restraint and control over the world around me, so that's refreshing. But the big thing that I'm putting up, as you can see in this, is just a test recording of my new setup. Hopefully, if it continues to be as such, I'll be able to get back into recording and maybe talk over the top of it at the same time. On the other end, I may also pull something similar close to what Mangs is currently doing with the Fire Emblem Gaiden playthrough, where I take footage I already have, edit it together in an amusing way after scripting it out, and boom, there you go. Now, as you guys know, I personally find myself at my funniest when I'm bantering off other people and just flying by the seat of my pants. But if I can just get content going on my channel again, just by scripting something, acting it out with all of my acting talent, and really just focus on getting the channel moving again, I'd be more than happy. I definitely still have Arkham Asylum footage around that I'm going to finish my commentary on. So that playthrough had been finished for ages, and I just need to get back into recording for it. I'm hoping that an opportunity is coming up to get a co-host on that, because love bantering live with somebody, love, going along with it. But until that happens, Arkham Asylum might be on hold for a bit longer. Let's see here. I think the only thing I've pre-recorded aside from this test footage I have up is, I have most of a Sudeki walkthrough. And for those of you that don't know what Sudeki is, well, you saw it in my last update video. That main thing, face desking, that was the main character, Tal. It is an M-rated game, first one for my channel, and one that I'm not sure would qualify by today's standards, so, but still. That's the one I'm thinking of editing together in a silly manner for the playthrough, and I think I brought it up in my last video. Just haven't had the time lately. But if I can get something edited together for that, I suppose that would work great. So that's just a general update video. Feel free to continue enjoying the high-definition output, because the big problem I usually had was splitting the signal. I would get lesser quality at the source. I was recording composite through my hop-hog with a split at the TV, so there was a drop in signal quality there. Right now, I'm currently using a combination DVD VCR player that my parents aren't currently using. Hopefully I'll get to keep that, but we're not going into that right now. But I'm using that as an HDMI out right now. And the HDMI out signal is as strong as the component signal from the component out on there. So even if I wanted to go component out, I could do that. That being the case, I think it even has a component in, I think, if I'm remembering right. And if it does have a component in, I could start doing PSP games without struggling, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I can. If I can't, then I can't. But if it does have a component in, I can record, and that would be great. But we'll see about that. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, that's just the state of the channel as it currently stands. Enjoy this Radiant Dawn gameplay. It's mostly just to see how it's all working out. Hopefully there's no harm, no foul here. We'll get this running as quick as I can. Thank you in advance. Thank you for your patience, everybody. It means the world to me. every single time I post just a single update video and get any comments from these people, I'm like, okay, there are still people getting updates from me. There are still people who care. There are still people who watch my channel. And once my life calms down, once I get out on my own, you can expect more common uploads from me. But right now, my house is filled with a lot of people with a lot of issues, and I don't necessarily play well with them, not necessarily on purpose, but because of the differences in personality and the long, complicated history there. So that's the state of the channel right now, just trying to get on my own. I'm currently writing a specialized run of Digimon World Dusk. I will probably play by the same rules for a playthrough on the channel at some point, if I can find a good way to do that. And yeah, I'll burn that bridge when I cross it. That's the state of the channel. Finally got my gear roughly where I needed to be. Working on getting out on my own. It's been about 3 months since she passed, and had a lot of opportunities. None of them have quite worked out, but my most recent one I'm looking at is headed down to Mexico, so we'll see how I enjoy it down there for a brief visit before I go through the rest of the hoops. And if it does work, even my work week would be much shorter, give me the time I need to record, and I'd finally have a space of my own. I would end up returning, I'm sure, but that's neither here nor there. I'm getting ahead of myself again. Just giving you guys the general lay of the land. I'm still wanting to do this. This is not something that's died. It's not a project that's disappeared into the depths of YouTube. If you've ever seen how long I go on hiatus for. And that's the trick, is sometimes it's because my internet goes out, other times it's because life just got a bit too much for me. So right now it's little from column A, little from column B. So as long as my internet stays steady, expect some small stuff to start seeping in, even if it's just garbage posts of silly stuff that I'm editing together just to get the point across to everybody. And that's my intentions, is to just start getting this rolling again, even if it's just with silly, tiny little things I edit together in my free time. Even if it's just showing you what I've done, or, you know, looking at this, looking at that, laughing at stuff. I don't know. But hopefully I can get a good recording session set up for, you know, the opening I'm getting, and finish off Arkham Asylum at least. I'd like to think that every single one of my channels, namely the two, should have at least one full playthrough on them, and I don't think I've finished one for this one, so unless this is the one where Pokemon... No, Pokemon Blue Nightmare version was on the last one, and I finished that, so it's 2 to this one's 0. We need to fix that, modify the scores a little bit, flip it back around. But yeah, I will keep trying to upload, keep trying to get things going, and I really appreciate your guys' patience. Please, just keep leaving comments, keep interacting with me. It means the world to me, and more than I could ever explain. Have a good night, everybody.